Thanks so much for coming back. To all of you just joined us, you're in the closing ceremony for the Youth Climate Action Summit. And we're here today with Jeff McCormick from the City of Toronto. He's going to be sharing with us about the Youth Climate Action Grants and the official launch of the grants today. So I will leave it to Chris right now to take us through some of our partner and upcoming events.
Thank you very much, Elise. Hi again, everybody. This first item here is from Fashion Takes Action, and this is targeted towards secondary students. And the Fashion Impact Challenge is a problem-solving activity that can be done by multiple classrooms or teams at your school to try and tackle one of the issues facing the fashion industry, whether environmental or social. While this does cost $200, you will get access to a number of webinars on the topics of greenwashing, the circular economy, and social justice, and your teacher will get a resource toolkit along with rubrics. The bonus is that you can go to the Youth Summit they have on May 27th and pitch your solution for the possibility to win $1,000. Anyone can attend the summit for free, but you won't be able to present a solution. And we will be having a draw to provide 10 secondary schools with the $200 to attend this or to do the challenge if you're interested. This is also through Fashion Takes Action, and this is for elementary schools. And we will have a draw to win one of 10 workshops that Fashion Takes Action has, and that's a $100 value. But you need to host a clothing drive. And so we'll provide information on how you can do that and with our approved partner, Recycling Rewards. But they have a number of different workshops you can choose from. We also have something from Ontario Envirothon, and they do something every year. This year will be a virtual event, but this webinar will give some insights on how artificial regeneration, aka tree planting, has its own issues and how tree seeds and where you get them can make a big difference in the success of replanting an area. Perhaps this webinar will inspire you to become a trained tree seed collector one day. And these people will be a key part of successful restoration programs in Ontario. So that is a free event. It is in the morning of February 23rd. So hopefully you can attend that. We have a number of programs from Relay Education. These are all free. They have workshops for most grade levels, and some include drop-off renewable energy equipment that you use hands-on while you are connected to a virtual instructor. I personally like the look of the Green Careers Workshop because we're going to need a lot more people in green collar organizations. This is the future after all, folks. So those of you in secondary school, you may be particularly interested in that. From Queen's University, we have a 2-afternoon webinar on pollution. So are you concerned about the fate of the environment? Are you considering attending university? Let's Talk Pollution, a workshop from Queen's University. We'll have exciting talks from experts, a Q&A panel with current university students, and a series of interactive activities to learn how scientists and companies are reducing their environmental footprints. And that, of course, is also a free event. And lastly, join Monarch Teacher Network of Canada to learn more about monarch butterflies' unique relationship with milkweed, the importance of creating habitat that supports the monarch's complete life cycle, and how to successfully grow your own milkweed from seed. Toronto educators that register and attend the live webinar will receive a milkweed grow kit that contains locally sourced seeds, the Creating Monarch-Friendly Habitat Guide, and planting tips and instructions. And more details about all these events will be sent to your teachers after the event. And I think we're passing things over to you, Kristen.
Great, thanks, Chris. So I am very excited to introduce you to Jeff McCormick, who is from the city's Environment and Energy Division. And we've been working really closely with Jeff and his team over the last, well, for many years, but focused on youth climate action grants for the last year or so. And we're very happy that he was able to join us today. So I'm just going to give you a little introduction to who Jeff is and what he does, and then he will take it away. So Jeff McCormick is a senior environmental planner at the City of Toronto's Environment and Energy Division. In this role, Jeff develops and manages community grant programs focused on meeting the city's Net Zero Strategy. The Net Zero Strategy plans to address the climate emergency and accelerate the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions to net zero by 2040. Jeff has been working for the City of Toronto for more than 20 years. His experience includes starting the city's water efficiency program, helping develop Toronto's pesticide bylaw, leading the city's spring cleanup campaign, and managing the Live Green Toronto grants for over 10 years. Jeff holds a Bachelor of Commerce degree from the University of Guelph and a Master of Environmental Studies from York University. He also lives in Toronto and is a proud father of 2 children who attend a Tdsb school. So welcome, Jeff, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for everybody for being part of this so I can introduce Toronto's newest grant program. My team, so the program I work for is Live Green Toronto, which I hope everybody's familiar with. We've been around for quite a while. So we're the face of all environmental programs at the City of Toronto. And this is, as you can see, I've been at the city for quite a while. This is the first grant that we've been able to develop and launch that's specifically for students and youth. So we're extremely excited about this. We're extremely excited about the partnership with Tdsb. And as you saw in my bio, lots is happening at the City of Toronto. Just last November, we formally introduced our first net zero strategy for the City of Toronto. We're trying to get to net zero by 2040. That means reducing our greenhouse gas emissions to nearly zero. This is one of the most ambitious targets in the City of Toronto. So things are happening. You probably all saw that within the last 2 years, the City of Toronto declared a climate emergency also. What does all this mean? It means there has to be some big changes for everyone, how we live, how we work, how we travel. So we're all going to have a role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions in this city. And this includes students. And I like to say, especially this includes youth. You got to be part of this. We need your ideas. We need your energy. We need your help to reach net zero. Okay, so I'm going to start talking about the grants, our newest grant program. And as you can see on the screen here, this is a micro grant project. We're not looking for big substantial changes, even though I show a picture of a massive green roof that TDSB created, or I helped create through a previous grant program way back when. But this is seed money. So we're hoping we're going to inspire and create small projects, but maybe even lead to bigger projects. So you can see for this for the program coming up, we're going to offer up to $1,000 per project. So this is going to help students who want to take a role in advocating for climate change at your school or in your community. For the 2022, we have $50,000 in funding that is available. We might even offer multiple grant rounds if we don't offer it all this spring, and I'll get into the dates a little later. Who are we hoping will apply? Well, anybody from kindergarten to grade 12. Our only request is that each project does have a staff member from the TDSB who will serve as your project manager. So anybody can bring ideas, any grade, and we're looking forward to it. And if we could slide on to the next screen, please. So quickly, I'm going to talk about eligibility. And this is, we're very flexible. I'm going to add that for everything, but we do have some key requirements. As I talked about net zero, we are looking for projects that satisfy one of these or both of these objectives. One, we're looking for projects that will contribute to a direct greenhouse gas emissions reduction. So an example would be if you planted a local food production garden. That would automatically create a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions that you can quantify. Or we're looking for projects so people can raise awareness and educate. So where students have ideas how you can do that. So letting your fellow students know, letting your family members know, letting community members know actions they can take to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions also. So just to clarify who is eligible, because this is quite unique, what we're looking for is student-led groups. And these groups should have 2 or more students. So this could be a class project, this could be a school club, this could be a team, this could be your student council, this could be a collaboration with your teacher. This is who we're looking at for. We're not looking for individuals to apply. We're not putting this grant out for businesses or parents. Really, we're looking for student-led and student-inspired projects. A few other key requirements that are obvious. We're only looking for projects that will be delivered in the City of Toronto. We really want these to focus on the communities where you come from or benefiting your school. And we're also hoping any projects that you present to us already have prior permission. So we need that permission from your principal before you apply. And still, COVID is a reality. We're just looking to make sure you take that in consideration. So maybe I'll give a few examples of some projects that we expect. We're really going to leave it up to you. I'm really excited to see what you can see. And I've given some examples of projects in the past. Bike repair events, workshops, clothing swaps, educational videos, social media. You guys could teach us a lot about what we can do on there as far as social media campaigns, maybe virtual events. So the spectrum is very wide for what you can apply to this grant for. And just maybe I'll get into a little bit of what we'll fund also. Like I said, flexibility is the word. We don't have too many exclusions for what we'll fund, but what we're looking for is giving you money for up to $1,000 for project supplies. If you need raw materials, say if you're building planter boxes or something along those lines, any expenses for holding a workshop for your fellow students, speaker fees, if you have to rent space to hold a big event, if you're doing communications, if you need money for flyers, posters, printing, we'll cover that under the $1,000. There's a few minor restrictions, but I won't get into those. That just all the information will be provided, and as you see, will be listed on our website. We're hoping to have this up and running shortly, and I'll talk about those application dates that you can see on the screen right now. But I will talk about the biggest question. So how do you apply? We've made the application process very simple, and we've created multiple ways that you can apply for this grant. Groups can apply online. You can send us the application by email, or you can even print the email and mail it to us. Our preference is that you do use the online application form that we've created. This is a very easy to use form. It can be saved and you can go back and complete it at any time. If you do prefer a paper or to send something by email, the application form, we have created a fillable MS Word document. So it just has the little blank spaces you need to fill in, and you can provide the application form to us that way. Or if you have any almost stumbled that word. If you have any challenges as far as electronically sending things, please let us know. Like I mentioned earlier, you can send the print version of this application too. All we ask is that you just submit these documents before April 1st. And you can see the grant period. So we're opening the grant to applications starting March 1st, and the deadline will be 11:59 p.m. of April 1st. So we've got a full month available to get those applications in. We're hoping, and it's our preference, we'll give you up to 1 year to do the project, but really we're hoping that these are projects, because they're small projects, are projects that you can deliver before the end of the school year. So we will be giving priority to projects that can be completed by the end of June of this school year. Like I said, we're flexible, we're looking for your ideas, and we're really excited to see what TDSB students can do to help us reach net zero and bring about climate action in our communities. And I think I've done a lot of talking, so maybe I'll let everyone else, if anybody has any questions, please let me know. A lot of this information and even more information you can see will be on our website, which is livegreentoronto.ca. And I promise that web page will be up and running by next week.
Thanks very much, Jeff. I know I, for one, am very excited to see what applications come through. And I know Elisa's put a note in the chat there that if you have any questions, you can just pose them through using the chat, and we'll try and get to them. So first question I see is, do we know yet if it's likely that there would be another round after April 1st for the start of next fall?
So what we have right now is we have $50,000 in funding. So if we don't provide it between this spring round, we will definitely carry that over into and hold a fall round. And we anticipate going and asking, we're going to ask that we'll have around again in 2023. We hope this is going to be an ongoing project. This is our pilot year, and I believe it'll be a huge success. So that'll make our job easy to go and ask for another $50,000 in the upcoming years. And hopefully we can keep this going for even further into the future.
Perfect. Thanks, Jeff. While we're waiting to see if anyone else has any questions to come through. So Jeff mentioned that the applications will open March 1st. And I know on our end, on the TDSB side of things, we'll be communicating information through the EcoSchools newsletter. So if you haven't, or if you aren't already subscribed to the EcoSchools newsletter, I encourage you to do that, because that'll be our main channel for promoting the grant information when it does come through or become available. I see a couple more questions coming in. Would you send the email when application for funding opens? Yes. So I believe, and Chris, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think we would use the EcoSchools newsletter would be the main communication channel for that.
Absolutely, that will be one of the channels, but we can also explore other ones like TDSB Connects as well.
Great, thanks, Chris. Another question, is the funding grant available to all students beyond the TDSB?
So this year is a partnership. This is our pilot year, and this is in partnership with the TDSB. So for 2022, it'll just be students at TDSB schools. We do hope to expand this to other school boards and all youth in 2023.
Okay, another question I see here. Will existing school projects or ongoing projects count?
So this is a big one. I hate to say the word no, but unfortunately, we don't want to fund ongoing projects or provide funding to already existing activities. I think the best example, we don't want this money unless you can really prove a strong case to be directed to funding elements of an ongoing part of your school fare. We're really looking for innovation. We're looking for new ideas. But I've already said it like 3 or 4 times. We're really flexible. If you can make a case that this is important or this is a value add to an event, yeah, let us know. We're here. Just contact us, where we'd be pleased to talk at any time about any project ideas.
Thanks so much, Jeff. We really appreciate you being here to share and launch this grant application. It's really exciting, and that's no small chunk of change. So this can do a lot of good in a lot of great schools. So students, please get out there and get on your applications. We'll send you all the information when it's open. And thanks, Kristen, as well, for moderating that Q&A. That's really helpful. And then this brings us to the end of our time together. It's been, a short but sweet morning. We hope it was an inspiring event for all of you and for your classes. We do have a lot of amazing people to thank for making this event possible. So to our session facilitators, Amiko, Maha, Marina, Olivia, and Stephen, a huge, huge thank you. Please join me in a round of applause for our session facilitators from OISE today. They really spent a lot of time developing these sessions and putting their all into it and practicing. So we hope that, it was a valuable experience for you and your classes. We hear that there were lots of sign-ins to some sessions. So thank you also to our facilitators for dealing with that on the fly. And we couldn't have done this event without you, truly. So thank you so much. As well, thank you to Jeff and to Arij Riaz, our keynote speaker from this morning. Thanks so much for making this an extra special event by sharing about these exciting things happening. And a huge thank you to our TDSB and OISE team who made this possible. So Pam, who unfortunately still wasn't able to come, but she was a huge part in making and putting this together. Hillary Inwood as well from OISE and lending us her students to do this, and hand selecting students who'd be great for this role as well as Kristen Evers and Chris and Linda and Richard, Jen, Grace, and Murren, all our TDSB and sustainability team. We couldn't have done any of this without any of these people. And it's really fabulous to see the commitment to this work that's being done throughout the board and throughout the university and teacher education. And it makes all this really inspiring to come together as a team. So with that in mind, we also have one more thank you to all of you. So thank you, students, teachers, and classes, everyone for coming today. The enthusiasm for this event has been unprecedented, and we're really touched that you came out today. it really empowers all of us to keep doing this work and to see that there is a need and there is a hunger for this work. So thank you so much for showing up. We will be sending out a post-summit resource document that will contain all the recordings to today, as well as some resources that facilitators want to share with you, as well as Arija's resources, Jeff's resources from the city as well, and some additional resources as well to do some climate action and keep that momentum going. So thank you so much for everything. And with that, that's the end of our time today. Thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate it.